Hi everybody, it's Pat here from Beads and Plenty More, and today I'm going to talk to you about making a long length necklace and making your own chain. And the first one that I have completed here is this silver one. We've got a couple of our leaf pieces on the bottom and a crystal rhinestone, and then I've used these oval jump rings and another chain in between that I've cut in with the 3-piece loop links here. And I've added in some beads into the ovals too to make some more decoration and alternated those. So that I cut 0.8 of chain to make the whole thing, and then I cut all these little pieces out of it. So today making with you, I'm going to do it in the antique gold or oxidized brass. So for that design I chose a key and a heart and another rhinestone piece. So I've hooked them all on with 6mm jump rings in the antique brass color again. So I've got them onto the first oval jump ring, which is this one down here on the silver. And then I attached 2 of the pieces of the pre-cut chain that I cut it up. Actually, it's not pre-cut. So it's sitting it like that to get started. And I'm going to use another one of these over here, and these are going to have the bead in the middle. Now for the second one I've chosen a smaller bead, so it's going to move around a little bit. When I open and close these big jump rings, these oval jump rings, I like to use the nylon jaw pliers because they of course don't mark. So hook one in there, and we'll just close this one up that I have open. Close it up. They're quite stiff, so it takes a little bit of a push. That's there. And then this one, I'll open it up and join the other side. On there, like that. Actually, before I close, I should attach the next piece of chain, of course, because it's going to have another piece on the other side. So every time you open and close these, you can attach 2 pieces of chain. So it's going to go up like that. And here's my little beads that are going to go in. Now, it's important to remember the pieces where you're going to put your chain, which is, if I'm going to follow the same as the silver one, I'm going to put them in here. And you want to make sure you're hooked on both sides before you put the bead in, because I'm going to put the attaching across, and I can only open the jump ring on one side, so therefore I could only attach the chain on one side. So I like to use a 28 gauge wire, which is nice fine wire, and we're going to attach these beads. I'm going to put the wire on the top on one side and the bottom on the other side, and that way they don't move around on the jump ring quite as much. And I recommend about 3 or 4 wraps of the wire. 4 is better than 3, but 3 will do if you're short on your wire, but it's much easier to wrap if you have a bigger piece of wire. So that's 3, and we'll do 1 more to make 4. I'll slide that down a little bit. There we are. So that piece is going to get cut off with my cutters, and we're going to use the chain nose pliers to give it a little wrap, which will cinch that final end in nice and tight. There we are. Oops, he's gone off to the side. There. Now, so we cross this over. That was the top, so this one's going to be attached on the bottom. So with your first wrap, you want to make sure that you do a nice tight wrap. So bring that around and pull really good and tight to make sure that wire is nice and snug across there. And then proceed to do the rest of the wraps. Give them a pinch to keep them nice and tight together. I've got 1, 2, 3, we'll do one more. There we are. And again, that gets cut off, that excess. Much easier to work when you're doing a little bit of extra wire though, because if you're trying to use that last little bit of wire, it doesn't wrap very easily. So again, there we go with adding the bead in, which is another nice effect. Got our pendant down here, and our bead. This one's going to move on the wire. Or this one I did, it was quite tight. Sometimes it's hard to find one that's really too tight on there. So that's kind of how we're going to go about making this. Now the next one's going to have some more rings and some more of my chain pieces until I get to the big part at the back, which was my piece that just makes it long enough to go around the neck. I used 0.8 of a meter of wire, of a chain, before I cut all the little pieces. And the little pieces have 3 links in them if you choose a chain like this, or approximately maybe 1.5 to 2 times as big as the jump rings if you're going to use one that doesn't have links like that. Anyway, enjoy making those long chains. They are very nice to wear because you don't have to have a clasp. It goes over the head, and very slimming too when you have a nice long necklace. So I'll finish this one up and take a picture and show you. Bye for now.